Tell me about your first day on the Dark Crystal, right? That was a very ambitious project, but when you show up, you're new to the film industry, but you've obviously got confidence and they've got confidence in your skill set, but here you are. Are you on a set for that first day, or how does that... Yeah. All right, walk me through the entire process where Toby shows up to work on the Dark Crystal.
Okay, so we've been rehearsing the moves, before the cameras and so on, as a group of mystics, because the Gar thing came later. As a group of mystics, there were 8 or 10 of us. I'm not sure exactly. It changed. We would literally practice the moves without the costume. And because it was a kind of ritual move, like we would all be in a circle and we would move in and out, and then we would all sit up. And so you're doing the head with this hand, and you've got a hand as well for the creature. The other hands are just just rigged to. So it was just practicing the squatting and the moving around, and then eventually we'd do it with the big feet on and the tail hanging off.
Right.
Sorry. It was one of the dogs is having a dream. So anyway, so the first day of shooting, which is, as I say, we've already done all the costume and so on, and we've got used to working in costume. We were actually in the Mystic Valley, which was a completely built set. There was no green screen involved. The magic thing with Dark Crystal is that it's all really there. Everything you see on the screen is real. Well, there were 1 or 2 little tricks later, but the Mystic's Valley was a life-size set, and we're all in our Mystic costumes. We can't see what we're doing once the head's on. So literally, we each have a minder who's walking us around and saying, be there, be there. Then suddenly, yes, lighting and cameras and things. And we do all the moves we've rehearsed. Like dancers, we've got muscle memory of the moves needed. And you just go for it. I mean, I was in a trance state, really. I mean, the mystics, I'm very temperamentally, I felt very at home in the mystics, because you just literally, because of the pain and the discomfort, you literally had to go into a kind of yogic state to be able to carry on performing, to ignore the pain and to express yourself, especially with the head. Sorry, I'm going out of frame, but especially with the head, you've got a mouth that opens and shuts. Dogs have heard something. But you have no idea what it is you're achieving because you can't see what you're doing. You're just doing what you've been coached to do. Now, the magic thing with the Muppet people was that they said, in order for people to learn, they would invite everybody to the rushes. When you're filming, normally just the director and the producers and people see the film that was made the day before. Nowadays, a lot of it's done on super video, but back then the film stock had to go off to a chemist and then come back the following day. So it took a day before they could see what it was they'd achieved. Well, Jim Henson thought it was a really good idea people should see these. So they had a little viewing theatre, and we were all invited. It wasn't part of the day's work. We'd finished work, but we were invited if we wanted to go in and watch what we'd achieved the day before. So then it was magical because we're all sitting together and you realise what you're achieving. You realise you see your character on screen. It's a bit hard to watch the whole frame because we all obsessively watch our bit, of course. It takes a while to learn to see the whole picture. But to realise what you're contributing to, because there was nothing like it. I mean, Dark Crystal was, people are more used to it now, but at the time it was a completely unique movie.
What are you thinking when you're watching dailies for the first time? Are you impressed with this? Are you concerned? Are you thinking this is going to be magic?
You're watching several takes, including the outtake. I mean, the bad takes. Do you know what I mean? So you think, yeah, I must remember not to do this or that, or whatever. So it's a mixed feeling. But then you realise that everyone's doing that. The lighting guy is watching it and thinking about the lighting. Okay, could do that better. Because you're literally watching the takes, literally with the clapperboard going, and you could hear the voice say action. And to start with, it was a bit overawing to actually be allowed in to watch all that process. But after a while, it became really intriguing because as I say, with the big creatures, we couldn't see what we're doing. Now, we all got assigned to a Muppet person as a support to them because some of their creatures needed 3 or 4 people. And somehow I got assigned to Jim Henson's team. So when Jim's doing his character, he's doing the head with his right hand, he's doing the left hand with his left hand. I'm stuck in his armpit doing the right hand, or I'm making the eyes work or whatever. So this is the difference. With the big creatures, we just did muscle memory, movement, dance, rehearsed. Now, when Jim's doing a creature, he would have a monitor near him, or a little one hanging here, or one somewhere in his line of sight, where he could see literally through the lens what it was the camera was shooting. So you can see the frame. You can, which he'd learnt from doing television, of course. So it meant that when I'm performing with him, I can actually see what it is we're doing. And therefore, when we go to see the rushes, you already know what it was that you've done. So there's a difference, Again, obsessively watching to see if you can improve and learn something from it. But and we all got assigned to do background creatures and pod people. And I mean, I did something different every day on that film. I almost never sat in the dressing room doing nothing and waiting.